Hello everyone, my name is Rage, and welcome to the next Overwatch 1 and Done discussion. Today, I am going to wax lyrical about the arena game modes because I have fallen deeply, madly, truly in love with them. So much so that I can categorically say, at least right now, granted it might be shiny new thing syndrome, but I doubt it, that I prefer them by quite the margin to your normal Overwatch game. Now that's not saying I dislike or don't like any more, or have gone off or find the normal Overwatch game boring. No, I still love playing it and it's great fun. But Arena gives me a feeling constantly that I only get very rarely in Overwatch's normal game modes. You know, you're playing ranked and you've been in overtime for a few minutes, everything's getting really intense. Every small mistake is going to potentially cost you the game. If you don't have someone on the payload triggering overtime, it's going to instantly end. You're desperately running back to keep it going. You are so desperately trying to survive, letting your team build up to wash away the enemy as they are doing everything that they can to stop this happen. You've been in overtime for so long, it feels like an eternity. You are fighting so hard, the exhilaration is there, and you just managed to push it that last inch just as the enemy were about to mount an insurmountable defense, and you feel mentally drained, but you also feel just so... Ah, yes, we did it, team! Oh my god, and the adrenaline is there. That's the feeling that I get constantly in Arena, no matter whether I'm doing 3v3 or 1v1, though granted it is more common in 1v1. So, I think that the 1v1 and 3v3 Arena needs to be its own permanent game mode with its own ranking system, and the reason for that is it encourages an entirely different set of skills than normal Overwatch, and that it really appeals to a player that has a certain mindset that generally doesn't gel well with normal Overwatch. So let me go into this. In your average game of Overwatch, and I touched on this in the no ultis, how often do you find yourself with the legend moment? The dude that walks in 1v5s when you're all dead, takes the point and saves you from a loss. Not very often, right? Overwatch is mechanically designed against that happening. It's very difficult to be a numerical disadvantage in the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what it does encourage is a much more team-orientated mentality, where teamwork is king, meta picking and having a good setup is king, and executing the plan is king. How good you actually are as individuals controlling your heroes takes a back seat. And again, that is completely fine. It's how Overwatch is designed, and it does it very well. It really encourages that team mentality. And the easiest way to put it is when you are on a team with 5 other people, there's 6 friends, you're all relatively the same skill level, and you're trying your best to win games and rank up. When you lose, how often can you genuinely say that we lost because of X person? It's not often, right, when you think about it. Yeah, you can have situations where Jerry didn't get on the control point even though he was next to it, so you didn't get overtime, which may have cost you the game. But it's not Jerry's fault you got to the situation where you needed overtime to win. That is how you played as a team. And even in the situation where the enemies are concerned, you can never really often say we lost because of the one guy on the enemy team who's just too good. It doesn't really happen. Obviously, in extreme situations where one guy is playing like he doesn't own a keyboard and forces you into what feels like a 5v6, then yes, you can pin the blame on them. But generally in your normal situations, Overwatch very much encourages the mentality by its very design of, we lost. What can we do better? How can we execute our plans better? What can we try next time? How do we fix our performance, you know? And that's a very cool thing. It's very clever and honestly a fantastic approach Blizzard has taken to designing the game, because most competitive games it's very easy to point at someone and go, yeah, you kind of screwed us, buddy. You really, really did. Especially in something like like Counter-Strike, but it just doesn't happen that much in Overwatch. So, TLDR, your normal game modes of Overwatch reward team play above individual skill. Let's contrast this to Arena then, where, as you may be seeing where I'm going, it gets completely flipped. It revolves around individual skill as opposed to teamwork. And yes, teamwork and strategy is still there, especially in the 3v3, but it definitely takes a back seat. And this is a mentality and a situation that Overwatch players haven't really been in before. And for people like me who, I'm okay, I'm an above average player, I'm not amazing, I've been doing pretty well in Arena, I've not lost a single game since I've started playing, which is like 40 of them, and by no means do I think that makes me hot shit. I've made some pretty hilariously embarrassing mistakes just in what you're seeing right now, but it does at least mean that my skill set does lie towards the I just want to outplay my enemies on an individual hero level, instead of me wanting to be driven by, yeah, I can't wait to out-strategy the enemy team and prove that I'm better at pushing an object along a track. That just doesn't ignite the same passion and drive in me, because this may be childish, but I'm the type of person, as well as many of my friends, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are, that want to go, I want to prove that I'm better than the enemy. I don't want to prove that I'm better at the enemy at standing on a point. I want to prove that I'm just better than them. I aim better, I use my abilities better, I have better map awareness. As an individual, I can rock their world. You want to be the kind of guy in a 3v3 whose two teammates are there and you go, I don't care if you guys die, I'm gonna 1v3 the enemy team because I am just that confident in my mad skills. And there's something very appealing about that. The reason that the Arena game mode gives me the constant adrenaline pumping intenseness all the time is because naturally with a shift to individual skill comes a shift of individual responsibility for victory or defeat, and thus a shift in the amount of pressure on a player. If you are in a 3v3 arena and you die and leave your teammates in a 2v3 situation, then you've probably just cost them the game, and that is on you. You need to do better next time. You yourself, you need to do better. It's not the team needs to do better, you need to not die like you did. And that's a huge thing for someone who hasn't had that experience in other games, who's just used to Overwatch's team play focus. And for me, who loves to play other games that really does put focus on the individual, it's a very cool and refreshing thing to have, because I love playing Overwatch, I love the heroes, I love the abilities, I love how the gunplay feels, I love how the maps are, I just like playing the game. And now coupled with a game mode that really lets me play how I find it most fun to play competitive games, which is all or nothing, I either win or I die like a bitch, it's just magical to me, and it's why I'm playing it so often. And if we focus especially on the 1v1s, I mean, how purely good are they? A simple contest between two people to see who can play a hero better. There's nothing more purely competitive than that, and it really scratches an itch. And the thing is, in a 1v1, if you lose, it's your fault, and a lot of people don't like that. It bruises their egos, and you get these people who are like, what? That's not what happened. What? You didn't shoot me? I was totally dodging that. How did that not miss you? And then, stuff like that, and they somehow try and blame it on the game breaking for them, when obviously it was just them failing. The type of people who get caught shoplifting and go, what? Are you kidding me? That security camera was on cooldown, and on my screen, the security guard was looking the other way. But, we don't care about those moronic individuals. The 1v1 is just purely on you, and that kind of pressure is fucking intense. Imagine being in ranked 1v1 knowing that it's just you. That's awesome, and yes, slightly terrifying, and I can see why people wouldn't like it, but to me, it brings out the best in me, and I just can't help but get super into it. And on a practical level, Arena is so good at just becoming a better Overwatch player because it forces so many things. It forces your aim to be better if you want to win. It forces your ability usage to be better. It forces your positioning. And then I think most important of all, your map awareness. You learn the map really well because you have to. You can't get surprised. You can't get snuck up on. You have to listen for enemy footsteps, enemy noises. You have to know where they are. You have to predict them. You have to be making split-second decisions, planning. You can't be standing there like, what do I do? You can't hover around a point like you can in the normal game modes and decide what you want to do and go, alright guys, let's execute this in 30 seconds. You have to go now, make a decision, don't fuck up, execute the plan you've just thought of, go over here, hope that he's on the right like you think he will be and shoot him. Oh crap, he was on my left, I died, fuck, next time I need to think about that. And it just happens so quick, loads of quick important decisions firing one after the other all the time in Arena that is just so much more quickly paced than a normal competitive in a more objective-based game mode. And that really gets my fancy going. It's fantastic training, it really is. I would love to see an actual 6v6 version of this on a bigger map, that pro teams get involved, that have its own respected rank team, to see what kind of strategies they come up with, what heroes they pick, maybe even have a pick ban. You know your opponent's got someone who's so good on X hero they could 1v3 you, so we can't let them pick them, and you could have your own respected ranked competitive culture built up around this entirely different aspect of Overwatch that rewards an entirely different mentality, set of skills, and gameplay ethos. And that's a very exciting thing, and something I hope happens with the game and just makes it so much more multifaceted. And it's just, I like it. I really like the Arena, and I hope I conveyed why in all of this. But before we go, I do want to play one more and actually do it a little bit lifestyle and see if I can keep my win streak going and give you guys a little bit of an insight into how I go about playing it. Alrighty then, here we are, and Torbjorn is first up. And one thing I did kind of forget to mention is how good it makes you at certain hero mirror matches, just to know the best way to actually take them down. And the good thing to do on Torbjorn is to instantly put a turret right around here, because it covers a very nice, tasty amount of the map. And then you kind of want to just chill and wait for your armor pack. And now you can kind of go for it, because the thing is, Torbjorn's gun is amazing, and I've now found the enemy turret and the enemy Torbjorn, and the one thing is my left click aim on Torbjorn is pathetic, like absolutely pathetic, but I did manage to predict a little bit of movement there. Oh, he changed his timing. That's very, very good of him, because you always got to make sure you are the least amount of predictable as possible. So now I'm just going to go for him, although I kind of want to chill a little bit until I get a little bit more armor, just so I can place it down in the fight. Obviously, he saw me heading over there, because it was kind of difficult to make it super sneaky, but I should be able to get past his turret, unless he's replaced it, which would be the smart thing to do there, and I got dropped on, but fortunately, the shotgun made its way for me. That was very good by him, but the thing is, while I'm commentating, obviously I can't really hear footsteps, so I do lose a big awareness advantage while playing these. Now, the thing is about Roadhog, if you hook second, you win a Roadhog duel. But a lot of people do seem to know that play this mode. So the actual Roadhog matches have been very, very interesting for me. And it does make me definitely very salty to lose a Roadhog match, because I consider myself by far and away the best at playing Overwatch out of all the characters. But you know, sometimes it happens, because right now, I want him to hook me. I genuinely, I should have dodged it. I should have dodged it. I'm just too used to dodging it. Oh, God. So, the thing is, his hook should be on cooldown, so I could have actually gone for that one there. And you got to keep your gun reloaded, because it's very easy to get caught without ammo on Roadhog. Hook me, hook me, hook me. I'm going to heal, look. Hook me. Do it. Do it. Hook me. Hook me. Stop trying to hook me and hook me, you bastard. And now I can't get hooked. If you drop under 500 health, then pretty much you got to abandon the plan. Come on. Hook me at some point. I believe in you. You can You can do it. Yes! And then one shot, then you hook him, and then one shot, and we are good. Although he did survive the 2 hits there, but that was very, very nice for me. Cool, 2-0, doing well. Oh, no. See, McCree, obviously, is one of the purest angels that you can get. It really is just who is better at clicking the other person down, and I kind of suck at doing that with McCree. So I like to go for a different approach and get a little bit closer to my opponent and get the flashbang. There we go. I had a feeling he'd run around there. It's why I was heading to the right and getting ready for it. And obviously it trains your reaction time as well, because you've got to make it happen. You've got to get things very, very quickly. Now, Symmetra, I hate. I'm probably going to throw this round because Symmetra 1v1s are dumb, because what people like to do is sit there for 8 years in a room full of turrets and hope that you're going to walk into them, and it just is boring. It is so unbelievably boring. I really think Symmetra needs to be taken out of the pools of heroes that can be chosen for 1v1, because it's just so dumb. And it also comes down to whoever gets the left click beam going first, you end up winning. Now that, at least there is some skill in sneaking up on your opponent and getting your left click beam first, but for the most part, it's nothing crazy. Alright, where are you? Come on. I just don't care. I really, like, I have no passion whatsoever for... Oh, she's all the way over there. Come on, just come and fight me. I don't care. Ooh, she's gone up back to the ridge. Look, just please. Come on. Oh. Nope, she's still refusing, so she'll be firing a preemptive orb, and yep, there we go, managed to get that one going. Oh, took a little bit of damage, not a big deal. Ooh, she's going for it, but she couldn't keep her camera spun on me just enough and disconnected the beam at the end there. Alright, I'd like to say I deliberately took a bit of damage to bait her into combat, but I kinda didn't. Though so far I'd say this is a pretty competent go at Arena. Now with Tracer, I like to just be really aggressive, because you need to force the first rewind, otherwise you're in a hugely disadvantaged position. So hopefully I can make her retract, then I can retract and continue chasing her down. There we go. Gotta be a little bit careful. Very easy to suddenly die on Tracer! Ooh. See what I mean? Tracer fights are very explosive, honestly. My aim was absolutely shocking there, but they're just so heart-pounding. They really are. Oh, it's so easy to get melted. God, look at Reinhardt's Grave Fist. That sounds like such a good anime move. Grave Fist! Okay, Reinhardt is a special case in these duels, because if you get the charge, then you've won. And apart from that, it is who can hit each other with the most amount of fire strikes until that point. And that often ends up being, whoa, tried my best to jump into that one. Gonna head it a little bit to the right. And then I'm gonna go for it. And, ooh, what happened there? Whoop. And there we go. See, it's very easy with Reinhardt to be in a position where you hammer them. It knocks them a little bit back, which makes them miss your hammer. Then you go in and repeat until that they die. But that collision course was very curious there. I'm wondering if we technically damaged each other because he charged a little bit too early. But yeah, either way, that's a little bit of 1v1 action. And I love it. I love it so much. I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope it was somewhat informative. I know I like to ramble in these things. Either way, my name has been Rage. Like you've enjoyed this and subscribe for more. Oh, goodbye.